this much water, and the water is rapidly going away. Very shortly, where the cable boat is now, there'll be a sandbank.
In northern Germany, CGG conducted a study to obtain seamless seismic data to provide accurate images of a complex hydrocarbon trap. The campaign's challenge was to acquire data on 3 types of terrain: dry land, transition zones, and tidal shallows. Malne, 6 a.m. The land-based team prepares for a hard day's work. On the program, topography, drilling, the disposition of equipment, and that's just the beginning. (6:30 a.m.) Daybreak over the port of Friedrichsruh, one of the mission's maritime bases. Some of the personnel carry out routine controls while awaiting high tide to join the operations zone. 9 a.m. The latest tidal information is verified and the departure signal is given.
Okay, all CGG boats, we're ready. We can do that an hour now. We'll see that an hour.
9:25 a.m. We're at Cuxhaven Base. This is mission operational headquarters, where all operations are organized.
Okay. So it's not too much problem because we have all the data on the shallowest part are good.
So the critical areas we're okay.
It's also here that engineers retrieve topographical and seismic data and carry out quality control before sending the data to the customer.
Yeah, I think you might have to move ahead a bit more.
10:05 a.m. After an hour's sail, the boats reach patch number 6. From this point, they must work fast. The tides only allow the teams a time slot of a few hours. The recording boat is anchored. The 4 cable boats connect up and begin laying the bay cables while following the differential GPS indications. However, currents and seabed relief can make cables drift. That's why pingers are placed at regular intervals. The acoustic system enables the exact position of the cables to be known. Calculations made on the positioning boats are relayed by radio to Cuxhaven Base. Everything is ready. The 2 airgun boats enter into action. The boats shoot in flip-flop mode to cover quickly the area indicated by the patch. Each airgun array is equipped with a DGPS receiver. Activity on the recording boat is intense. The patch must be covered in less than 2 hours. 11:20 a.m. An alert at Cuxhaven Base. The Hamburg Weather Bureau has signaled strong winds for the end of the afternoon. The information is transmitted immediately to the boats.
Le vent vient de tourner, donc je pense que c'est assez mauvais. Je ne sais pas comment c'est sur le terrain, j'imagine que on va...
Yeah, well, understood. 10 to 11 wind. You wanted to get the
The wind turns northeast. The water level is likely to drop sooner than expected, so working time will be shortened. The risk of running aground on a sandbank can't be ignored. 12:05 p.m. The sea level is already dropping. The Harbour Master's office awaits our signal to open Priglischskog Lock.
Okay, see you again.
12:45 p.m. On the road to Malmö. While the boats turn back, land operations advance speedily. Several dozen kilometers of cable are laid out across fields and gardens. Here, light means are used to transport equipment. For CGG, a big priority: minimize impact on the terrain.
Yeah, I'm ready by point 280 on line 17.
One 1:45 p.m. We're on Friedrichskoog Dike. The lab van is positioned on the edge of firm ground and the transition zone. Pascal Lupin, Land Party Chief, supervises and coordinates the various team specialties. He explains the complexity of the mission. On this side, we have the land zone with villages and farms, an environment we must carefully respect. And on the seaside, we have to deal with weather and tidal constraints. On this third part, the transition zone, we have another constraint, a very short time slot in which to deploy the seismic spread. All of CGG's diverse skills come fully into play here. On the transition zone, the two land and sea recorders are synchronized. The first operating as a slave to the second. When the airgun boats have completed firing, the vibrators and shooters take over. Small airgun boats have been specially designed in order to reach channels crisscrossing the transition zone where the use of dynamite is forbidden. The site is in a nature reserve, so the Schleswig-Holstein regional government dispatched an observer to accompany the mission.
My job is to control bird and seal populations. A few days after finishing the project, the numbers are the same than before starting. I can say that the effects are only short-term.
Environment is a constant concern of CGG's client, the Mittelplate consortium, with RWE-DEA as operator.
We've produced over 3 million tons of oil in the last 10 years without a single environmental incident, and we lay great value on all stages of the operations being conducted in an environmentally unsafe manner.
(2:30 p.m.) A ferry returns to base with part of the Sea Zone personnel.
This is a very famous thing from Cuxhaven.
The recorded cartridges arrive at the base. It's time for quality control. These are the tapes coming in from the field. Now we're going to check them. the patch was fully covered in spite of wind changes. Data acquired during the day is processed with GeoLand and GeoVector Plus software. It's an essential step in obtaining error-free data. It's 4:10 p.m. The weather is changing for the worst, but the day's work isn't over. The vibrator vans are already in action. An independent observer checks the effect of vibrations on the dike, which protects the neighboring countryside. The Mittelplate consortium had already appreciated CGG's professionalism during a similar mission the preceding year. With its great capacity for adaptation in the face of multiple constraints, CGG was the obvious choice.
It was important to find a company that had experience in working in shallow water sensitive areas, and that is why we selected CGG for this work for us.
This was a typical day in a study that had to be completed within a 45-day time limit. Thanks to highly qualified personnel, the application of specific methods, and tested operational procedures, CGG once again successfully met a new challenge to the complete satisfaction of its customer.